everywhere. And he's in Azimio, if he's funding the new movement, if he's the one causing disunity.
Working with
Are we saying that he is probably the greatest factor when it comes to 2027 politics? Everyone is talking about him.
I think the games that Uhuru is playing, I can summarize, because many of us worked with him very closely, and we actually assisted him to be president when he was not even willing and ready to be one. And those who assisted him to be president ended up disagreeing with him because of himself. And even after retirement, he's still very bitter. He wants a president of his choice for the country. It's a very bad show for a retired president who ought to be a statesman and exercise a lot of restraint and not directly interfere with the operations of a sitting president in a manner that it can degenerate to bad relations in the country. I think Uhuru generally is a very vindictive person, and he has not left his disagreements with President Ruto right from when he was his own debut. But we all know, for Uhuru to be president in 2013, it was the greatest efforts of President William Ruto. For him to be re-elected in 2017, after the court nullified election of Uhuru Kenyatta, it was President William Ruto. But still all that, we see a man who is very ungrateful. We don't understand what he wants. And does he want to be a proxy president while retired? That would be wrong for this country. And so therefore, attempting to weave a team that he is himself is controlling for 2027 is not a good game.
But some people may argue that some of what, if at all these are his actions, this would play into William Ruto's hands. That probably some of the actions that Uhuru Kenyatta is accused of could actually favor William Ruto.
No, of course, we love to discuss very openly. We are all Kenyans, and we can see what somebody is doing. We can read somebody's intention, and this one we don't need to.
Wakili feels is actually working with William Ruto.
It's not complicated matrix. That is his own interpretation. But I think
you don't agree.
We all agree with one thing, that Uhuru is playing a wrong card in the whole of this space. Let Matiang'i come and compete with all the rest, fairly and openly and squarely. And in any case, Kenyans have matured in terms of judgment and knowing what somebody wants. Why didn't Kenyans listen to Uhuru in 2022? They went ahead and elected President William Ruto democratically and freely. And they will still re-elect him in 2027.
Re-elect? Re-elect?
That will be the decision of Kenyans. No. And this is a culture that that we shall have to set in this country.
All right.
That once you retire as a president, and that was the intention of the Constitution. You retire as a president, of course you are protected, you enjoy your privileges, but don't interfere with the operations of the president of the day.
It even happens definitely in the US. Not on the front page. His image is, but it would appear that Uhuru Kenyatta is a man behind perhaps the biggest political machinations. 18 months to elections.
In the opposition.
All right, let's take a break. You're watching Morning Cafe. We'll be back to continue with more political discussions after the break. Nifuna Sifuna.